Toki Rad. I'm the Community Partnerships Programs Manager for BAMSFEST. We want to take this moment to say, little brother, may the realness live forever. Celebrating 30 years of hip-hop, dope rhymes, and beats, Phonte, Big Pooh. You didn't just make music, you gave us language for life. From soulful samples to sharp storytelling, you turned everyday struggles into anthems. You showed the world that grown man bars, something you gotta deal with. Introspective, funny, honest, and still slap. You spoke to the 9-to-5ers, the dreamers, the underdogs, the crate diggers, and the late night thinkers. The ones who still believe in rewarding verses, rewinding verses, and reading liner notes. Since the listening, whatever you said, y'all have been leading with heart, craft, and consistency. Never chasing the charts, just chasing the truth. And the culture is better because of it.
Yes, yes.
The people are better because of it.
Yes, yes.
As a token of our appreciation, Athletics and BAMSFEST are proud to commemorate this moment with a custom LB30 jersey to tribute to your roots, your impact, and your legacy. It's all you.
Let's go.
Custom, LB30 jersey. May the realness live forever. Give it up for little brother. And now, without further ado, I would like to hand the microphone over to a legend, an icon, a historian, an author, a champion of good information, the city of Boston, worldwide, always representing. Make some noise for Durham.
What up? How y'all doing? I'm pretty sure nobody in this room knows who I am. I don't have questions. So, I gotta tell y'all, again, my story with y'all goes back to the OK Player Boys. I'm sure you saw me talk about it. My boy FWMJ, who did a lot of the art for the
He's helpful.
they're listening.
And connected.
Yeah. So FWMJ and I used to go back and forth. The early days of the OK Player was defined by 3 groups. It was y'all, Tiny Morgan, which was a rap group, now that's R&B singing woman, and Symbolic One's group, Strange Fruit Project. Those 3 groups defined that early wave of OK Player. Now, throughout y'all's career, you had ups, you had downs, and one of the things that I talked to Holland and Yo about when they came to the house and interviewed me for that piece was, I said that Little Brother was a distinct group in rap history because them along with De La Soul were a group that talked to us and reached us at a stage in our life where we were growing and spoke directly to us. So we felt connected to Little Brother the same way we did De La Soul because we felt like we grew up with them. Whatever stage in life they were in, whatever stage in life we were in, it was reflected by the music. Whatever we were going through mentally or whatever hurdles we were trying to overcome, Little Brother talked about in music. And I would like to talk to y'all about how you went through your trials and tribulations and came through the other side in order to make. May the Lord watch.
Growth and maturity and understanding that when we were young, I always say when we were young, we were just trying to make it, right? We didn't know what making it looked like. We didn't know what it felt like. We didn't know what it tasted like. We just know we wanted to make it. In that process of trying to make it, we never had honest conversations about what does making it look like for you? What does it look like for you? What does it look like for you? And as we learned through that time, it looks different for everybody. You know, what Phonte wanted wasn't necessarily what I wanted, and vice versa. But we didn't have the tools at the time to communicate, to listen. When they say God gives you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You know, so when we reconnected, the thing, Phonte says it in the film, but the thing we're both most proud of is we took time to relearn or to learn each other. And a lot of people didn't know, like we didn't speak for 5 years, but when we reconnected, people didn't know we were talking for 2 years before that reunion show even happened.
We ain't want nobody in our shit.
At all. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the biggest thing is when we did reconnect, that we really took the time to learn each other and to understand each other. Because that's my biggest thing is I don't have to agree with you. I just have to understand your line of thinking. And once I understand your line of thinking, first of all, it's things I'm not even going to ask you at that point. But once I understand your line of thinking, it can all make sense for me. It's like, okay, you didn't want to do this. I know why you didn't want to do this versus, why do you want to do this? What you mean? You know, so that was the biggest thing for both of us. And also understanding who we have become during that time apart. We both have become different, no, not different. We became better versions of ourselves during that time apart. We came back with different tools, and we had to learn all of that. And that's what that 2 years, and even that 8, 9 months, whatever it was, we was working on the record. All that time was us learning each other and understanding each other and learning how to compliment each other. And that was the biggest thing.
Man, yeah, I think it was, of course, everything you said is spot on. I think it was just also getting older and maturing. I mean, both. I think, you know, as a parent, I have 2 boys. My boys are 24 and 19. And, right. And so, yeah, just pray for them. Pray for them. And one of the things that has just really kind of saved me as a parent, saved me a lot of stress, saved me a lot of sleepless nights or whatever, is just understanding that there are just certain things in youth that you cannot hear, period. Like, it's just certain things in the mind of a 21-year-old person. You think you're invincible when you're 21. You can't tell nobody 21 years old, like, hey man, you should really be thinking about that. Like, they're not gonna hear that. And so sometimes it just really is about just timing. And, you know, you can have the right message to a person, but they just may not be ready to receive it. You know what I'm saying? And it has nothing to do with knowledge. I mean, you know, like people, like the gap between somebody knowing what they gotta do and them actually doing it, like, dog. Like, I know if I want to abs, like 6-pack abs, I know exactly what it takes to get 6-pack abs. It's not because I'm ignorant. I know exactly what it takes to get abs. I'm not doing that shit. I love chicken. Like, what? Chicken over abs? That's not a fucking question. What are you talking about? Like, take 3 pieces, nigga. But yeah, it's 3-piece grill these days. I grill. It's grill. It ain't fried. It's grill. You know. But to the question, I think that's what it was, man. I think it was just time for us to just grow apart and even grow up. and even us making this doc, you know what I'm saying? We spent 5 years on this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was 5 years. And even during the course of those 5 years, like, you know, Holland Yogans we do, but when the film we started making and the film that y'all saw were two completely different things, you know what I mean? And a lot of it just had to do with us having time to process things, you know what I'm saying? And having time to, like, you know what? Yeah, I was wrong on that. I was good. Like our whole thing, my note to Holland, and I didn't give him very many notes on this. It was just kind of, you know, when he went into cut, the only thing I told him, I said, yo man, make the movie that you want to see. Like, that's it. Like, if it'll hold your interest, then it's probably going to hold other people's interest. You know, just make the movie that you want to see. And, you know, and also just, my thing with a documentary is if some point in the documentary, if you don't look like an asshole, then you made a shitty documentary. Like straight up, you know what I mean? It can't be just a documentary, it's not a highlight reel. Like it's not, you go to Instagram for that shit, like this is the real, you know what I mean? And so that was kind of the guiding light. And yeah man, I think just all of that. This was, I've said it before, every spin we do, like this was hands down, I've been making music 20 years, 20 plus years, and I've done TV, film, like anything you can name, I didn't do that shit. This was hands down the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, like, ever. Like making this doc was just, I mean, yeah, I lost my mind. I think we all did, but hopefully, you know, it shows up in the film and it's something beautiful and y'all enjoy it. So.
Holland, y'all came to my crib and interviewed me for this piece, and y'all got the piece about, you know, the Telecom Act and everything, but I did so much damn yapping. They've probably seen it. I started talking about what Little Brother meant to me, what it meant to rap. I had every CD
Yes.
that the Little Brother had, the Justice League had. I had Pooh's Sleepers. I was like, me and my brother had the t-shirt, we used to share. It was like Brotherhood of the Traveling Shirt. Like, so.
Cut all that shit out.
Yeah.
No, like your interview could have been a documentary by itself.
Like they went in the crib for a minute. Like we gotta change chords. We ran out of we ran out of tape. You know what I mean? Like, this dude keep yapping. So in regards to the film, you said that you gave Holland one note. Just make a film that you want to see, and we know that it would resonate with people from there. What did that exactly take between you and Yo?
That's a good question. I think an interesting caveat to that is that Yo and I are both younger than Phonte and Big Pooh. We did not grow up with Little Brother, and we were not Little Brother fans necessarily coming into the project.
I mean, I was a fan, but not like a super fan.
Sorry. I mean, I was a fan too.
You know enough, but it was like, yeah.
I'm from Durham, so I was aware of Little Brother, but it was just kind of a generation before me. And what was important, I think, we've had discussions, you know, since then of them picking us to make the documentaries. They wanted someone where we weren't going to be super fans. And so what was interesting to me was maybe not the same thing that was interesting to someone who was a super fan of LB, who grew up with them and was named our Adams, you know?
I don't want the super fan documentary. Like that is not what you
I can't sell that book.
And so I think what that distilled to in the end, through a lot of conversations with everybody, was centering the film on the relationship between Phonte and Pooh and the friendship that, you know, ebbed and flowed over the 20 years that they had been making music, and that being the guiding light for the movie that we tried to, you know, hang all of the information about the music on. You know, you have this aspiring, you know, it's kind of the classic aspiring musician's dream, and then the thing I think that was unique about their story was this sort of redemption arc of their friendship, which, you know, I mean, we all have friends that we've fallen out with that we have not redeemed that friendship with, and I think that's something that was really resonant to me in particular when we were making it. Yeah.
I agree with everything Holland said, but there was a moment when we spoke about how different Phonte and Pooh was from each other and trying to navigate two separate lives who did not know each other before college. Like imagine all the friends you've known since elementary school, middle school, high school. By the time you get to college, you know who you are, they know who they are. So you become a rap group with some stranger you just met in a dorm room. Like that's so fascinating that all of a sudden you drop an album and now you're on tour 50 days with this guy. And now you're doing another album, you're signed to a record label.
And we just met 3 years ago.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you go through all of that with somebody you just met in college. That's an interesting dynamic that we wanted to really showcase and let people find that to be inspiring.
Alright, so you know that, like, I remember the day I was born, right? So
You know that?
pretty much. So it's an interesting dynamic from somebody who writes. It was an interesting dynamic between me, somebody who like is immersed in the music and the culture and everything else, and being so invested in y'all, your travels, your career, and what have you. And I'll never forget.
We know.
Hilarious. I got hit up because Tay was coming to do this piece at the ICA, I believe.
Yes, sir.
They did a speaking engagement. It was him.
Cat.
Cat Morris from BAMSFEST. Also, the homie, Rob, you know what I'm saying? Black. Yep.
Oh, Chef here. What up?
Hey, what up? What up, Chef? So, they did the speaking engagement. After it, everybody went to Slade's.
Oh, yeah, I know that too.
Yeah.
Yo, that was the blackest I've ever seen Boston There's really black people like this out here? Like, it was this white dude, he got up, he sung karaoke, what he said, he did something.
Oh, this white girl did the entire Beastie Boys record
Yes,
at the end of the night.
She did, that was wild. But no, Slade was awesome.
Yeah.
That shit was great, the
So-
beats were amazing.
So we go there early, and he's like, so what's the move tonight? I was like, oh, me and Slade. What's Slade? I was like, I sent the video of what's happening to Slade at the time. He sends me a text, says, this is my kind of carrying on. So we get there, have an incredible night, recorded some of it because nobody else is going to believe it. It's on YouTube. But what happened was he pulls me to the side, outside, and says, yo, you know your boy Black Hole? I was like, yeah. He's like, remember when I asked you to give me his information? I was like, yeah, because I thought it's going to be on another project. He's like, don't tell nobody. I've heard this several times in my life. Don't tell nobody. Thanks to Tribe Called Quest. Thanks, Dre. Don't tell nobody. But we're doing a Little Brother album. Oh, shit. And I go, you want me to keep this secret? And your boy's on it. I gotta keep this secret too. And so and everybody comes outside like, hey, what's going on? And I gotta act like he ain't telling me this shit. So I'm like, hey, nothing, we're just kicking it. So me being that invested in y'all's career and me seeing Pooh come back and forth, do stuff like when he did the Beautiful Bars, Dirty Pretty Things on tour, how does it feel now with y'all in terms of the legacy that you've established with your careers, both as a unit and individually in all your other side projects? How does it feel in terms of the legacy that you put forth and how proud of you of it?
I think one of the biggest things for me is a buddy of mine, my guy, Ed Garnes. He's a therapist and psychologist. He's out of Atlanta. And a good friend of mine, I've known Ed for many years. And when we announced that we were doing our last tour, everybody was hitting him and was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. What's happening? Like, is it really? I can't believe they're doing the history is ending. I'm like, history's ending? I don't think the history ends. I think it repeats. It ended. I don't know if that works. But, you know, me and my homie Ed, we talked, and he said people were hitting him, asking like, yo, is he good? Is Tate good? Is he cool? Like, what's happening? Like, is he all right? And he said, man, I just laughed. He said, because I knew you were all right. He said, man, people only make these kinds of big decisions in their lives and in their careers after they've done a considerable amount of healing. And I was like, damn, like, I never thought of it in those terms. I'm like, yo, right, because it's very easy to just constantly get caught in a cycle of, well, we can just do one more tour and another album and another this and another that, because you're scared to let go of this thing that's been familiar because you don't know what is coming next. You know what I'm saying? You're still kind of in that unhealed place of just wanting to just keep the same thing going on and on and on. And, you know, listen, I mean, commerce is about keeping things going forever. Artists don't want to stop. You feel me? Like, it's a reason that a Mona Lisa 2 doesn't exist. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make a second Mona Lisa, nigga. Like, I'm gonna put cornrows on it, nigga. It's gonna be crazy, it's new Mona Lisa. Like, nah, like, stop. Like, you got it right the first time, that's all we needed. You know what I mean? So, I think for me, man, the biggest thing that I'm most proud of is kind of looking at our legacy, looking at, you know, everything. I'm most proud that me and Pooh were able to come out of it, first and foremost, with our brotherhood intact. I've seen this game just destroy a lot of people, destroy a lot of relationships, you know what I mean? And I'm just most proud that we were able to cement our brotherhood. And, you know, we spent 20 years writing rhymes and writing songs. Why should we not be able to write our own ending? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I'm proud of. I just think, you know, most artists, I mean, specifically, you know, black artists, how many black artists get the chance to end on their own terms? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people get to say that last the longest game and are able to say, hey, you know, we good right here, we saw what we need to see, we did what we need to do. Like, our work in this area is complete. And now that this is complete, now we can do other things that I like. I mean, this is something that we've been doing since we were teenagers. You know what I'm saying? And
I got longer teeth.
no. As you can tell by these Brooks I got on. And listen,
I turned 50 in August, I didn't even have to say nothing. I seen it.
hey, listen,
I was like, this Brooks.
I did too. Hey, listen, man. That's nice art support. I do my walks in my books. You know, I'm averaging about 3 miles a day now. 2.5, 3 miles a day. Let's talk about it. So, yeah, man, that's what I'm proud of. The fact that we were able to write our own ending and to fully own our legacy the way we wanted to.
I think a big misconception that people have or had when we announced this was the final tour was that we just woke up one day and said, hey man, you know what, man? I think we done, dog.
It did not happen like
It didn't happen like that. We went through a bunch of different scenarios and ideas and
Let's do a double album. Let's do this.
yeah, we talk all types of stuff. But as time went on, we started realizing like, I think we did enough. I think we completed the mission. And we both started feeling that way. And once that happened, then the conversation came, okay, how we ended it? Like how we gonna put a period at the end of this sentence? And so, you know, for me, as Tay said, the best thing about this for me is we've toured, we've made albums, we've you know, done things with companies.
Work with all our heroes.
Work with, you know, a lot of our heroes. We've done a lot of things. But the thing I'm most proudest of is that we rebuilt our brotherhood, our bond.
Yeah.
And that is forever.
Absolutely.
They didn't feel like they hear that you're retiring or whatever. It's like, no, understand, I'm not done creating. I'm just done campaigning. You feel me? Like, I'm Ray Kroc, I'm not Ronald McDonald. Like, I'm making burgers. Here's the link to buy the burgers if you want them. All that, hey kids, get the man fucking keep buying. You want the burgers or not? You want them, yes or no? That's it. I'm not making content to sell the burger. Get the fuck out of here. No. I'm not spending money to give shit away. Get the fuck out of here.
So something that I talked to you both separately about is getting up there in age and trying to be healthy and change things and trying to do things the right way. And something we both said, going back and forth, is closing them circles. You know, just closing them circles. whether it be metaphorically, whether it be on your app, whether it be in your career, closing them circles. And I just have to say, y'all have closed a circle. And we are all eternally grateful for how you did it, where you did it, and allowing us to be part of the travel, allowing us to be part of that journey. So thank you from the bottom of my heart as a fan, as a journalist. Thank you both. Thank the entire crew, everybody, for what y'all mean to us, not me, us.
Anybody question? We can have time for another question. Plenty of questions. You first. Oh, one. You want?
Huge fan. I'm just really excited to be here. I'm also a vinyl collector. Phonte, I follow you on IG, so I know that you spin every night. Are you guys releasing anything after you retire on vinyl? And thank you. I just got Chitlin Circuit.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
You were one of the luckies.
Very.
Yeah, now what? We got more reissues coming. Like,
Okay.
That's coming.
Dope.
Thank you.
So anyway, just make sure you pay attention, because like I said, when I campaign, just put the link up. When they're gone, they're gone. Like for the Chitlin Circuit 1.5,
Yeah, it was
I
500.
scheduled it, and by the time my post went up, they were gone. So you know, you just go get it.
So that's it. Thank you. Catch Little Brother at BAMSFEST.